Hello students, welcome to our channel Learning Notebook. In today's video, we are going to do complete chapter of fractions. In this video, we are going to discuss each and every concept related to fractions. So make sure you watch the entire video. But before starting with this topic, let me tell you that we have made video on all chapters of class 6 mathematics. We also have interesting quizzes on each chapter. You can find all of them on our channel Learning Notebook. Also, you can see a list of all such videos on our website. The link to our website is below in the description box. So let's see what all topics we are going to cover today in this video. First, we will understand what is fraction. Then we will learn fraction on number line, types of fractions, that is proper, improper and mixed fractions, like and unlike fractions, equivalent fractions. Next, we will understand conversion of improper fraction into mixed fraction and vice versa. Next, we will learn how to make equivalent fractions. Simplification of fractions. After that, we will learn how to compare and order fractions, addition and subtraction of fractions. We will also solve word problems on fractions, and in the end, I will give you a worksheet for your practice. So let's start and first understand what is fraction. Fraction means a part of a whole. Let's take an example. Consider an apple as a whole. Now, if you give half of this apple to your sister, then half of the apple remains with you, and each of this part is called fraction. Fraction is written in the form of numerator upon denominator, or we can say n by d. So what is denominator? It is total number of equal parts the whole is divided into. So in the example of apple, denominator would be 2 as the apple was divided into 2 equal parts. Now, what is numerator? Number of equal parts taken into consideration for a particular case is called as numerator. In the same example, the numerator would be 1. So, our fraction would be 1 by 2. Now students, let's consider this whole pizza. This pizza consists of 7 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So this means each part equals to 1 by 7. Now suppose we ate 3 parts of this pizza. Then what is the fraction of pizza which has been eaten? It would be 3 by 7. This fraction means 3 parts of pizza have been eaten out of 7 parts. And what is the fraction of remaining pizza? It would be 4 by 7. This fraction means 4 parts of pizza are left out of 7 parts. So now I am sure you have understood what is fraction. Now let's do some related exercise. Write the fraction for shaded part. Look at this triangle. It is divided into 3 equal parts. So denominator would be 3 and shaded part is 1. So numerator would be 1. Therefore, the fraction for the shaded part is 1 by 3. Now let's do the fraction for next figure. This figure is divided into 4 equal parts and the shaded part is 1. So, the fraction for the shaded part would be 1 by 4. Now let's see the next figure. It is divided into 8 equal parts and shaded parts are 3. So the fraction for shaded part is 3 by 8. We also have a separate video on complete chapter of knowing our numbers for class 6. You will find its link here on the top and below in the description box. Now let's understand fraction on number line. Students, in previous chapter, we learned how to represent whole number on number line. Now here, let's learn how to represent fraction on number line. We will represent fraction 1 by 2 on number line. So first, let's draw a number line. Now, we know 1 by 2 is greater than 0 but less than 1. So, 1 by 2 should lie between 0 and 1. So, let's divide the part between 0 and 1 in 2 equal parts. So, students, now each of this part represent fraction 1 by 2. So, in this way, we have represented fraction 1 by 2 on number line. Next, let's represent fraction 1 by 3 on number line. So, first of all, let's draw a number line. Now, again, we know 1 by 3 is greater than 0 but less than 1. So, it should lie between 0 and 1. So, to represent fraction 1 by 3, we now need to divide this part between 0 and 1 in 3 equal parts. Like this. So, students, each part now represent fraction 1 by 3. This first part represent 1 by 3. Second part represents 2 by 3. And this third part represents fraction 3 by 3 or we can say 1. So, in this way, we can represent any fraction on number line. Now, let's move to our next section, types of fractions. In this section, we will learn the following types of fractions: proper, improper and mixed fractions, unit fractions, like and unlike fractions, and equivalent fractions. So, let's first learn about proper, improper and mixed fractions. Look at this figure. It is proper for the large person to hold up the small person. So, in the same way, 3 by 8 is a proper fraction because it is proper for the large number to hold up the small number. So, students, it means fractions which have numerator less than the denominator, they are called as proper fractions. For example, 2 by 5, 4 by 7 and 9 by 11. These all are proper fractions because their numerator is less than their denominator. Now let's understand improper fractions with the help of this figure. Here, it is improper for the small child to hold up the large person. So, 8 by 3 is an improper fraction because it is improper for the small number 3 to hold up the large number 8. So, fractions which have numerator greater than the denominator, they are called as improper fractions. For example, 6 by 5, 9 by 7, 16 by 11. All these are improper fractions because their numerator is greater than their denominator. Now let's understand what are mixed fractions. Fractions which have two parts, a whole number, followed by a proper fraction are called mixed fractions. For example, fraction 1 2 by 7. Here 1 is the whole number and fraction 2 by 7 is a proper fraction. So 1 2 by 7 is a mixed fraction because it has two parts, a whole number and a proper fraction. We also have a separate video on complete chapter of decimals for class 6. In this video, you can learn about unlike and like decimals, how to add and subtract decimals, how to compare decimal numbers, and also how to solve word problems related to decimals. You will find the link to this video here on the top and below in the description box. Now let's continue with our topic, unit fractions. Fractions with numerator 1 are called unit fractions. Let's take few examples. 1 by 7, 1 by 2, 1 by 16. In all these three fractions, numerator is 1. So all of these fractions are unit fractions. Next, let's learn about like and unlike fractions. So what are like fractions? Fractions which have same denominator are called like fractions. For example, 1 by 7, 2 by 7 and 5 by 7. These three are like fractions because they have same denominator 7. Now, what are unlike fractions? Fractions which have different denominator are called unlike fractions. For example, 1 by 7, 2 by 8 and 2 by 9. These are unlike fractions because they have different denominator 7, 8 and 9. Students, we also have a very interesting working model to understand and learn types of fractions. I am sure you will enjoy this creative activity. The link to this video is below in the description box. Now let's learn how to convert improper fraction into mixed fraction. Question is, convert 13 by 7 into mixed fraction. So here students, we are given with an improper fraction 13 by 7 and we have to convert it into mixed fraction. For this, we will follow two steps. In step 1, we will divide and find the remainder. So let's divide 13 by 7. 7 into 1 equals to 7 and 13 minus 7 equals to 6. Our step 1 is complete. Now let's move to step 2. Write in the form of Q R by D, where Q is the quotient, R is the remainder and D is the divisor. So here the quotient is 1, remainder is 6 and the divisor is 7. So students, we have converted this improper fraction 13 by 7 into mixed fraction 1 6 by 7. So this is how we convert improper fraction into mixed fraction by following 2 steps. Let's do one more question. Convert 42 by 11 into mixed fraction. So again, we will do this in 2 steps. Step 1 is divide and find remainder. So let's divide. 11 into 3 equals to 33 and 42 minus 33 equals to 9. So our first step is complete. Step 2 is write in the form Q R by D. So here we have found out that quotient is 3, remainder is 9 and divisor is 11. So students, we have converted improper fraction 42 by 11 into mixed fraction 3 9 by 11. Now we will learn how to convert mixed fraction into improper fraction. Question is, convert 1 3 by 5 into improper fraction. So here we are given with a mixed fraction 1 3 by 5 and we have to convert it into an improper fraction. First, students, always remember that denominator in both these fractions would always be same, which is the divisor. Now, to find the numerator, we will multiply divisor by quotient first and then add remainder to it. So here divisor is 5, quotient is 1 and remainder is 3. So we get 5 into 1 plus 3 upon 5, which is equals to 5 plus 3 upon 5 and 5 plus 3 equals to 8. So we get the improper fraction as 8 by 5. So this is how we have converted a mixed fraction 1 3 by 5 into an improper fraction 8 by 5. Let's do one more question. Convert 2 1 by 7 into improper fraction. So students, as I told you in the previous question, denominator of both the fractions will remain the same. So let's write the denominator as 7. Now to find the numerator, we will multiply divisor, which is 7, by quotient, which is 2. And then we will add remainder 1 to 8. So we get 7 multiplied by 2 plus 1 upon 7, which is equals to 14 plus 1 upon 7 and 14 plus 1 is 15. So we get 15 by 7. So we have converted mixed fraction 2 1 by 7 into improper fraction 15 by 7. Students, we also have a separate video on complete chapter of basic geometrical ideas for class 6. In this video, you can learn about types of lines, angles, polygons, quadrilaterals, and lot more. You will find the link to this video here on the top and below in the description box. Now our next topic is equivalent fractions. Fractions which represent same portion of whole are called equivalent fractions. Let's understand it with the help of an example. The fraction for the shaded part in first circle is 1 by 2. The fraction for the shaded part in second circle would be 2 by 4. Can you tell me the fraction for shaded portion in the third circle? Yes, it is 3 by 6. And for fourth circle, the fraction is 4 by 8. So students, did you notice that the colored portion of all the 4 circles represent same portion of whole? Such fractions are called equivalent fractions. Now we will learn how to make equivalent fraction. We can make equivalent fractions by multiplying or dividing numerator and denominator by same number. Let's understand this with the help of examples. Suppose we are given with a fraction 1 by 2 and we have to write its equivalent fraction. So for this, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by same number, let's say 2. So 1 into 2 equals to 2 and 2 into 2 equals to 4. So 2 by 4 is an equivalent fraction for 1 by 2. Now, suppose we have to write one more equivalent fraction of 1 by 2. So what will we do? We will again multiply both numerator and denominator by same number, let's say 3. So 1 into 3 equals to 3 and 2 into 3 equals to 6. So 3 by 6 is another equivalent fraction of 1 by 2. So in this way, we can find more equivalent fractions of 1 by 2 by multiplying numerator and denominator by same numbers like 4, 5, 6 and so on. Now let's take another example. The fraction is 1 by 7 and we have to find its equivalent fraction. So let's multiply both numerator and denominator by same number, let's say 5. So 1 into 5 equals to 5 and 7 into 5 equals to 35. So 5 by 35 is an equivalent fraction of 1 by 7. Now let's see next example. We will find equivalent fraction of 9 by 21, but this time by dividing. So let's divide both numerator and denominator by same number, let's say 3. So 9 divided by 3 equals to 3 and 21 divided by 3 equals to 7. So 3 by 7 is an equivalent fraction of 9 by 21. So students, this is how we make equivalent fractions either by multiplying or by dividing the numerator and denominator by same number. Students, we have got a very interesting activity on how to find equivalent fractions of given fraction. You will find the link to this video below in the description box. Now we will learn simplification of fraction. Simplifying the fraction means reducing the fraction to its lowest form. So let's see how to simplify the fraction. Divide numerator and denominator of fraction by common factors till the fraction is in lowest form. Let's understand this with the help of few examples. The given fraction is 21 by 63. Now, students, as you can see, this fraction is not in its simplest form because 3 is a common factor of both numerator and denominator. So, to reduce this fraction in its simplest form, we will divide both numerator and denominator by common factor 3. So, 21 divided by 3 equals to 7 and 63 divided by 3 equals to 21. So, we get 7 by 21. Now, again look at this fraction carefully and you will find that 7 is a common factor between numerator and denominator. So, let's again divide this fraction by 7. 7 divided by 7 equals to 1 and 21 divided by 7 equals to 3. Now, we get 1 by 3. Is there any common factor between 1 and 3? No. So, now this fraction is in its simplest form. Now, let's see another example. The given fraction is 40 by 48. Now, what is the common factor between both of these? It is 2. So, let's divide both numerator and denominator by 2. We get 20 by 24. Again, if you notice, 2 is a common factor between numerator and denominator. So, again we will divide by 2. We get 10 by 12. Now, is there any common factor between numerator and denominator? Yes. Again, it is 2. So, let's divide by 2 again. And we get 5 by 6. Now, students, there is no common factor between numerator and denominator. So, 5 by 6 is in its simplest form. Students, we can also reduce the same fraction 40 by 48 by dividing numerator and denominator by 8. Or you can divide numerator and denominator by 4 first and then divide by 2. We will get the same answer in all these cases as 5 by 6. Students, we also have a separate video on complete chapter of knowing our numbers for class 6. In this video, you can learn about place value of large numbers, Indian number system and international number system. You will find the link to this video here on the top and below in the description box. Now let's move to our next topic, comparing and ordering fractions. Now students, let's understand how to compare like fractions. Since in the like fractions, the denominators are same, so we just need to compare their numerators. For example, there are two like fractions, 2 by 7 and 5 by 7. We have to compare them. Since they have same denominators, so we will just compare their numerator. 2 is less than 5. So, fraction 2 by 7 is less than fraction 5 by 7. Now, let's see the next example. Circle the smallest and greatest fraction in this group. So, here we are given with 4 like fractions and we have to find the smallest and greatest fraction. As I told you, in like fractions, the denominators are same. So we just need to compare their numerators. The smaller the numerator, the smaller is the fraction. Here, the smallest numerator is 3. So, smallest fraction will be 3 by 11. In the same way, the greater the numerator, the greater is the fraction. So, the greatest numerator is 9. So, greatest fraction is 9 by 11. So, students, we have learned how to compare like fractions. Now, see how to order like fractions. Arrange the following in ascending order. So, we are given with 3 like fractions, 5 by 7, 1 by 7 and 3 by 7. And we have to arrange them in ascending order. Here, the smallest numerator is 1. So, smallest fraction is 1 by 7. Next is 3 by 7 and then we have 5 by 7. So now I am sure you must have understood how to compare like fractions and how to order like fractions. Now let's see how to compare unlike fractions. Students, since in unlike fractions the denominators are different, so we will use cross multiplication technique to compare unlike fractions. So let's see what is cross multiplication technique and how to use it to compare unlike fractions. Let's compare two unlike fractions, 2 by 5 and 3 by 8. Since these are unlike fractions, so their denominators are different. So we cannot just compare the numerators. Instead, we will use cross multiplication technique. So students, look here carefully. In the cross multiplication technique, we will first multiply 2 by 8 and then 3 by 5. So 2 into 8 equals to 16 and 3 into 5 equals to 15. Now since 16 is greater than 15, so fraction 2 by 5 is greater than fraction 3 by 8. Let's see another example. Compare 4 by 7 and 6 by 9. Again, to compare these two unlike fractions, we will use cross multiplication technique. So first, we will multiply 4 by 9 and then 6 by 7. 4 into 9 equals to 36 and 6 into 7 equals to 42. Now since 36 is less than 42, so it means fraction 4 by 7 is less than fraction 6 by 9. So students, I am sure you have understood how to compare unlike fractions. Now let's learn how to order unlike fractions. Arrange the following in ascending order. We are given with 4 unlike fractions and we have to arrange them in ascending order. Here, look at these fractions. These 4 fractions have same numerators but different denominators. Since the numerators are same, we will just compare their denominators. Greater the denominator, the smaller is the fraction. So here denominator 7 is greater than 5, 5 is greater than 4 and 4 is greater than 3. So this means fraction having denominator 7 is the smallest fraction. Next, fraction with denominator 5 is greater than fraction 2 by 7. In the same way, fraction with denominator 4 is greater than fraction 2 by 5, and in the end, fraction with denominator 3 is greater than fraction 2 by 4. So students, while ordering unlike fractions with same numerator, do remember that greater the denominator, the smaller is the fraction. Let's do one more example. Arrange the following fractions in descending order. So we are given with 4 fractions, 1 by 4, 1 by 7, 1 by 2 and 1 by 9. And we have to arrange them in descending order. Here, again notice carefully that all the fractions have same numerator but different denominators. So let's just compare their denominator. But remember that smaller the denominator, the greater is the fraction. Here we have to arrange in descending order. It means we first have to find the greatest fraction. Greatest fraction will be the one which has smallest denominator. And students, look carefully. Smallest denominator is 2. Therefore, greatest fraction is 1 by 2. Next, denominator 4 is greater than 2. So, it means fraction 1 by 4 is less than 1 by 2. Then, denominator 7. It is greater than 4. So, it means fraction 1 by 7 is less than 1 by 4. And next we have denominator 9, which is greater than 7. So, fraction 1 by 9 is less than fraction 1 by 7. So, we have arranged the unlike fractions in descending order. So, students, now I hope you have understood how to compare and order unlike fractions. Students, we also have a separate video on complete chapter of mensuration for class 6. In this video, you can learn what is perimeter, how to find perimeter of rectangle, square and triangle, then what is area and how to find area of square and rectangle. The link to this video is here on the top and below in the description box. Now let's move to our next topic, addition and subtraction of fractions. First we will learn how to add and subtract like fractions. Question is, add fractions 7 by 45 and 8 by 45. As you can see, both these fractions are like fractions. Their denominator 45 is same. So we will just add their numerators. So we will do 7 plus 8 upon 45 as the denominator would remain the same. 7 plus 8 is 15. So we get the fraction 15 by 45. Now students, look at this fraction carefully. You will find that this fraction is not in its simplest form. So we will reduce this fraction to its simplest form. Both the numerator and denominator have common factor 15. So let's divide both numerator and denominator by 15 and we get the fraction as 1 by 3. So do remember to reduce the fraction to its simplest form. Now let's see how to subtract like fractions. Question is 17 by 33 minus 6 by 33. Again students, we will just subtract the numerators here because the like fractions have same denominator. So we will do 17 minus 6 upon 33. So 17 minus 6 equals to 11. So we get the fraction as 11 by 33. Now check if this fraction is in its simplest form. No, this fraction is not in its simplest form. So let's reduce this fraction by dividing with the common factor 11. So we get the answer as 1 by 3. So this is how we add and subtract like fractions. Now let's learn how to add and subtract unlike fractions. Question is, add fractions 1 by 3 and 1 by 5. Now students, here you can see both these fractions have different denominators. So these are unlike fractions. So to add unlike fractions, we first have to convert them to like fractions. And to convert them into like fractions, we have to find the LCM of their denominators. So LCM of 3 and 5 is 3 into 5 equals to 15. Now we will convert these unlike fractions into equivalent fractions of denominator 15. First unlike fraction is 1 by 3. So let's multiply both numerator and denominator by 5. So we get the fraction as 5 by 15. Second fraction is 1 by 5. Again, to make its denominator 15, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. So we get the fraction as 3 by 15. So now we have made both the unlike fractions into like fractions. Next, we will follow the same steps as we did to add like fractions. Now let's add the numerators of these like fractions. We get 5 plus 3 upon 15, which is equals to 8 by 15. Now students, as we can see, both numerator and denominator have no common factor. So this means this fraction 8 by 15 is in its simplest form. So this is our answer. Now let's see how to subtract unlike fractions. Question is 16 by 5 minus 7 by 10. So here students, again to subtract these two unlike fractions, we first need to convert them into like fractions. And for this, we have to find the LCM of their denominators. So LCM of 5 and 10 is 10. Now, let's convert these unlike fractions into equivalent fractions of denominator 10. So first fraction is 16 by 5. So to make its denominator as 10, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. We get 32 by 10. Now look at the second fraction, 7 by 10. It already has denominator as 10. So students, we have converted two unlike fractions into like fractions. Now we will follow the same steps to subtract the like fractions. So let's subtract their numerators. So 32 minus 7 upon 10. 32 minus 7 equals to 25. So we get the fraction as 25 by 10. Now we can see that both numerator and denominator have common factor 5. So let's reduce this fraction into its simplest form. We get 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is an improper fraction. Students, never leave the answer as improper fraction. Always convert it into a mixed fraction. So let's do it, and we get the mixed fraction as 2 1 by 2, which is our answer. So students, this is how we add and subtract unlike fractions. Students, we would like to tell you that we have made videos on every chapter of Class 5, Class 6 and Class 7 mathematics. We also have interesting worksheets, quizzes, working models, activities and projects on each chapter. So I would suggest you to check out our channel Learning Notebook. Now let's learn how to solve word problems related to addition and subtraction of fractions. So word problem is, mother purchased 4 1 by 2 kg of potatoes, 3 1 by 4 kg of onions and 1 1 by 8 kg of tomatoes. What is the total quantity of vegetables purchased by the mother? So here we are given with different quantities of vegetables purchased by the mother, and we have to find total quantity of vegetables purchased by her. So it means we have to add these three fractions. So first let's write the statements. Quantity of potatoes purchased equals to 4 1 by 2 kg. Now this is a mixed fraction. So let's first convert it into an improper fraction. We get 9 by 2 kg. Next, quantity of onions purchased equals to 3 1 by 4 kg. Again, let's convert it into an improper fraction. We get 13 by 4 kg. And then quantity of tomatoes purchased equals to 1 1 by 8 kg, which is equals to 9 by 8 kg. Now to find total quantity of vegetables purchased, we will add these three improper fractions. Now students, as you can see, these are unlike fractions. And as I told you previously, to add unlike fractions, first we have to convert them into like fractions. So let's find the LCM of their denominators. LCM of 2, 4 and 8 is 8. So now we will make equivalent fractions with denominator 8. So first fraction is 9 by 2. So to make its denominator as 8, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. We get 36 by 8. Now second fraction is 13 by 4. Here to make its denominator as 8, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. We get 26 by 8. And third fraction 9 by 8 has denominator as 8 already. So now we have got the like fractions. So let's add them. For this, we will just add their numerators. So 36 plus 26 plus 9 equals to 71. So we get the fraction as 71 by 8. Now as you can see, numerator and denominator have no common factor. So it means this fraction is in its simplest form. But students, this fraction is an improper fraction. So let's convert it into a mixed fraction. We get 8 7 by 8. So this is our answer. We will write the answer statement. Total quantity of vegetables purchased by mother is 8 7 by 8 kg. Let's see the next word problem. A drum full of rice weighs 41 by 6 kilogram. If empty drum weighs 13 3 by 4 kilogram, then find the weight of rice in the drum. So here we are given with the weight of a drum full of rice as well as weight of an empty drum. So to find weight of rice, we will subtract these two fractions. So let's write the statements first. Weight of drum full of rice equals to 41 by 6 kilogram. Convert it into an improper fraction and we get 241 by 6 kilogram. Then weight of empty drum equals to 13 3 by 4 kg, which is equals to 55 by 4 kilogram. Now to find the weight of rice in the drum, we will subtract these two fractions. So now to subtract these two unlike fractions, first we will convert them into like fractions. So let's find the LCM of their denominators. LCM of 6 and 4 is 12. Now let's make these fractions as equivalent fractions with denominator 12. So first fraction is 241 by 6. To make the denominator 12, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. We get 482 by 12. Second fraction is 55 by 4. Now here to make denominator as 12, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. We get the fraction as 165 upon 12. So now we have got the fractions as like fractions. So let's just subtract their numerators. So 482 minus 165 equals to 317. And the denominator 12 remains the same. So we get the fraction as 317 by 12. Now this is an improper fraction. Let's convert it into a mixed fraction. So we will divide 317 by 12. So we get the remainder as 5 and quotient as 26. So mixed fraction is 26 5 by 12. So this is our answer. Let's write the answer statement. Weight of rice in the drum is 26 5 by 12 kilogram. Now students, in the end, I am giving you a worksheet for your practice. This worksheet contains questions from all the sections of the chapter which I have just taught to you. If you have skipped any of the section, I will suggest you to first understand that section and then attempt this worksheet. Do watch my other videos and share my channel and my videos with your friends and family. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.